Sandra. Thank you so much for joining me for chair yoga today. All you're going to need, we're going to get a full body workout today, and all we're going to use is a chair. Try to make sure that you have a sturdy chair without arms. If your chair has arms, that's okay. Just sit up towards the front of the chair so you'll have room to move your arms around. So let's go ahead and get started this morning. I just want to remind you to listen to your body. Never try to force your body. Anytime you try to force, your body's just going to tighten up on you. And make sure to breathe. I will remind you all through class to breathe. So we're going to sit nice and tall. Make sure that you sit away from the back of the chair. Lengthen up through your spine. Make sure that your feet are rooted down onto the floor. So if your feet don't reach all the way to the floor, try to maybe use a yoga block if you have one, or a couple of blankets, or even some books, just so you have a place to let your feet root. Rooting the feet down, we'll pick up the toes and we'll wiggle the toes around a little bit, and then just let the toes release back down to the floor. Make sure that your knees are right over your ankles. Draw your belly button in, lengthen up through your spine. Let your shoulders settle down away from your ears. Let your palms rest lightly on top of your thighs, with your palms up or your palms down, whichever way it feels more comfortable for you. Let your eyes flutter closed, and just come into this room. Forget about all the busyness that happened today. Forget about what's going to happen for the rest of the day. Just try to keep your focus right here, right now. Let your body settle, maybe scooting your hips around a little bit on the chair just until you find that perfectly comfortable spot where you're able to let your body start to release, relax, and let go. Now, as your body starts to settle down, let your mind come to your breath. Let your focus come to your breath. Trying to breathe in and out through our nose, using that deep, centering yoga breath. Inhaling through your nose. Pause at the top of your inhale. And exhale that breath all the way down into the lowest part of your belly. Filling up your lungs completely when you inhale. Letting go completely when you exhale. When we breathe in and out through our nose, it helps keep the heat in our bodies. So anytime doing this class, if you start to get a little bit overheated, it's perfectly fine to take some exhales out through your mouth and then try to come back to that yoga breathing. Taking a few more rounds of breath, noticing your body relaxing a little bit more with every exhale breath that you take. Maybe setting an intention for your class today. Maybe you want to walk out of here a little more calm, a little more aligned. Whatever that thought is to you, put it in the back of your mind and come back to it anytime you need to during class. Just a few more rounds of breath here. Noticing what your body feels like when you inhale, and noticing the sensations in your body when you exhale. Go ahead and on your next inhale breath, let your eyes gently flutter open, dropping your chin down towards your chest. Just starting to stretch out the back of the neck. We tend to carry so much tension in our neck area. So try to just draw that chin down towards the chest, stretching out the back of the neck. Bring your head back up to center. Let your chin drift up towards the ceiling, this time stretching out the front of the neck. Drop your chin back down towards your chest. And just take that gentle movement just a few times, maybe keeping your eyes closed if you feel comfortable. And this last one, we're going to hold, maybe drifting that chin a little bit closer towards your chest. And now lift your head back up. And this time, if you'd like, maybe taking a big yawn, really stretching out the front of the throat. And then gently bring your head back to center. Taking the right ear, or turning the head over towards the right, and then bringing it back to center. Again, turn the head to the right. So we're not turning the shoulder, making sure that you're keeping your shoulder square and just turning the head. Maybe noticing that you can look a little bit deeper over that right shoulder every time the head turns. And now this last one, we're going to hold. And again, maybe notice if you can look a little bit deeper towards the back of the room. And now keeping the head over towards the right, we're going to dip the chin down towards this right shoulder. And then lift the head back up. Again, drift the chin down. Stretching out the side of the neck. Lift the chin up, and one more time, we'll stretch it over. Lift the chin up and bring it back to center. We'll do the same thing on the other side, drifting over towards the left. Again, don't turn your whole body. Keep the shoulders square. We're just turning over and through the neck. And bring it back to center. Stretch over to the left. And again, maybe let your eye gaze drift a little bit deeper with each stretch that you take. And then this last time, we're going to hold, taking that moment, and then drop the chin down towards that armpit more so than the shoulder, stretching out the right side of the neck, and then lift the head up, and again, tilt the chin down, and one more time, tilt the chin down, and just enjoy that stretch. Lift the chin up and then slowly bring it back to center. Bring your arms out to the shape of a T. And we're going to take a moment just to open up the heart and open up the chest. We tend to always scrunch our shoulders forward. So we want to think about really opening up that chest. And now we're going to cross the right arm on top of the left. And we're going to give ourselves a little hug, walking your hands back into the center of your shoulders, just as much as it feels comfortable. Not forcing, just a nice stretch across the back of the shoulders. And we're going to lift the elbows up and drop the chin down towards the chest. And just lifting those elbows up as much as it feels comfortable for you. I want you to feel a nice stretch across the back of your shoulders. And then slowly release the elbows, lift the head. We're going to take the elbows over towards the right and take your head and your gaze over towards the left. And keep this left shoulder down. So don't let that left shoulder drift up by your ear. Keep that left shoulder soft and just twist. Again, we're not taking the whole body over. We're just twisting at the waist, trying to keep the shoulders squared just a little bit. And then slowly bring the head and the gaze back to the center. We're going to take it over to the other side, twisting left, taking the shoulders over, and now we'll turn the head over towards the right. And again, keep this right shoulder soft. Looking over that right shoulder. Slowly bring it back to center. Inhale the arms up overhead. Oh, I'm sorry. Inhale, open the heart and open the chest. And again, we'll cross left over right this time. Giving ourselves that little hug, walking the hands back just until you start to feel the stretch. This time we'll take shoulders left and head right. And then slowly bring it back to center, shoulders to the right and the head to the left. Again, soften down through that left shoulder. And then slowly bring it back to center. Open up the arms once again and take that nice big stretch. And then slowly bring the hands back onto the thighs. And we're going to do a few cats and cows here. Lifting up the heart, lifting up the chest, pressing the tailbone forward for our cow. And then we're going to round it out. Pull the shoulders forward, tuck the belly button in towards the chest, and drop the chin down towards your chest. Inhale, lift it up for your cow. And move here with your own breath pattern. Maybe you want to go a little faster than me this morning. Maybe you want to go a little bit slower. So make these movements fit whatever you're feeling this morning. Making sure you're breathing. Let's take one more cow and one more cat. And then we'll come back to that beautiful neutral spine, making sure that shoulders are stacked right up over your hips. Inhale, your arms up overhead. Interlace your fingers and press your palms up. And keep your shoulders down away from your ears. So even though we're lifting the arms up, we're not pressing the shoulders up by the ears. So keep the shoulders soft. Bring the arms out in front of your body. Stretch the arms forward. Again, still working on the shoulders, stretching out the back of the shoulders. Flip the palms. Bring the hands into your heart center. Inhale, the arms up overhead. Interlace the fingers and stretch it up. Bring the arms forward. Press the hands away from you. Turn the palms towards your body and bring your hands to heart center. Let's do that one more time. Big inhale up. Interlace. And this time, if you'd like to take a little bit of a back bend, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, you can keep shoulders stacked over hips. And then stack shoulders back over hips if you took that back bend. Bring your arms forward, press away. Flip your palms and bring your hands to your heart center. Extend the body forward, so we're going to come to about a little 45-degree angle here, just leaning the upper body forward. Keep the core engaged here. Extend the arms out to the shape of a T. We're going to make a little fist with our hands, but we're going to keep the pinky fingers up. And we're going to bring the hands to touch and then open the arms back out. And just open the arms just as much as it feels comfortable for you. We're just starting to open up the shoulders, get a little heat in the shoulder area. Bring the arms to touch. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. Using that core strength here to keep the body lifted a little bit. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, lift it up, and exhale, lower it down. 1 more. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. Now we're going to bring the hands to touch. Keep that fist, but this time we're going to turn the thumbs up, bring the pinkies in, and we're going to bring the arms out to the shape of a Y. Bringing the arms up again just as much as it feels comfortable for you. If they don't come all the way up by your ears, that's perfectly fine. Then bring the hands down to touch. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 1 more. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, lower it down. Now we're going to bring the hands to touch. Keep the thumbs up towards the ceiling. And we're going to bring the arms straight out in front to an I. Lift it up and lower it down. Lift the arms up. And again, just lift the arms up as much as it feels comfortable for you. Lift the arms, or release the arms. Lift the arms up and release. Lift the arms up and release. Lift the arms up and release. 1 more time. Lift the arms up and release the arms down. Bring the shoulders back up over the hips. Let your hands rest lightly on top of your thighs. And we'll do a few shoulder rolls. Lifting up the shoulders and bringing them back and down. And again, just go at your own pace. We've been working the shoulders a little bit, so just let them release out. And now roll the shoulders forward. Just a couple more shoulder rolls. And then roll and bring the shoulders up by the ears. And release the shoulders down. Lift the shoulders up by your ears. And release the shoulders down. Lift the shoulders up. And release the shoulders down. We're going to bring the arms back out to the shape of a T. And we're going to do some arm crossovers. And we're going to connect body with mind a little bit. Each time we bring the arms over, we're going to change whichever arm's on top. So bring the arms crossed right over left. Open out. Think about really opening up the heart here, opening up the chest, and then left over right. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, right over left. Left over right. We're going to go a little bit faster. Right over left. Left over right. Right over left, left over right, right over left, left over right, right over left, left over right. Just 1 more, either side, right over left and left over right. Bring the arms back out to the shape of a T. Let the arms float. And again, maybe shake your shoulders out a little bit. Inhale the arms up overhead. We're going to cross the right arm on top of the left arm, crossing for eagle arms. Maybe you bring the backs of your hands to touch. Maybe your palms touch, or maybe you just give yourself that little hug like we did before. Either way, however you have your arms, we're going to lift the elbows up just until you feel a stretch across the back of your shoulders. So it's going to be different for everybody. You might almost have to straighten those arms to feel a stretch. Maybe you don't have to go so far. So just lift up till you feel that nice stretch in the back of your shoulders and release the elbows down. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. Uncross the arms, bring the arms out to a T. Maybe shake it out a little bit, and we got to get that other side. So we're going to cross left over right this time. Crossing at the elbows. Again, maybe the backs of your hands come to touch. Maybe your palms come to touch. Or maybe we just give ourselves that little hug. So whichever way it feels better for your body. Inhale, lift the elbows up. And exhale, release the elbows down. Inhale, lift the elbows up. Exhale, release it down. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Inhale, open the arms out and let the arms float down to either side of the body. Just check in with our breath, check in with your alignment. Letting the arms release down to either side of the body. Inhale, the arms up overhead. Release the right arm down. We're taking a nice big side stretch, making sure that you press this right hip down on the floor and or left hip and left leg down onto the floor. Because I want you to feel this stretch all the way from the waist to the pinky or to the fingers on this left hand. So it's a nice big stretch. Inhale, lift the right arm, left arm down. And again, move with your own pattern of breath. Inhaling when the arm comes up and exhaling when we release. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, let's take one more on either side, trying to even out our sides. Inhale that right arm up. We'll bring our palms to touch and bring your hands down to heart center. And then we're going to bring the arms out to goddess. Think about opening up the heart, opening up the chest here. So really try to pull those shoulder blades together in the back. And we're going to take a twist over towards the right and then bring it back to center. Twist to the left and bring it center. Twist right. Try to pull that left elbow as much behind you as you can when we twist to the right. Same thing to the left. Try to bring that elbow behind you till you feel a nice stretch. To the left, to the right. One more time over to the left. And one more time over to the right, and this time we're going to hold it. We're going to take that left hand to the outside of that right leg. Take that right hand against the back of your chair. Lengthen up through your spine, and then gently let your head turn. Just breathing into this stretch, making sure that you're not holding your breath. Keeping your spine up nice and long, and just enjoy this stretch Maybe taking that eye gaze over towards that right elbow, if that feels okay for your neck. Otherwise, just take your gaze to the side. One more breath. Inhale and exhale, and we'll slowly untwist out of that. Bring your arms back out to Goddess, and we'll take it to the left, twist left, and bring it center. Twist right, and bring it center to the left, and center to the right, and center to the left, and center. Think about keeping those arms nice and wide, chest open, this time to the left, and we'll hold. Right hand's going to come to the outside of that left leg. Use this left hand against the back of the chair, or if your chair happens to have an arm, you can place your hand on that arm, or if it feels better just to place your hand on the side of the chair, you can go ahead and do that too. So whichever way it feels better for you, let your spine lengthen up first, and then let your head turn. Maybe taking the eye gaze over that left shoulder. If it feels okay, don't force your neck. That's a pretty deep neck stretch. So only if it feels okay. Otherwise, gaze can drift to the side of the room. One more breath, one more inhale. One more exhale. Slowly untwist out of that. Shake it out a little bit. Now we're going to get a little chair twist here. So we're going to scoot up a little bit on our chair. We're going to cross the right leg over the left leg. And if it doesn't feel good to cross your legs, you can cross at the ankles if that feels better for you. Otherwise, we're going to cross right over left. Inhale, the arms up overhead. We're going to bring our hands all the way down to heart center. We're going to take this left elbow to the outside of the right knee. If the elbow won't come all the way to the outside, you can place it on top of that knee. So just wherever it feels better for you. Hands at heart. Lengthen up through your spine, and then we take our twist, bringing the elbow to wherever it feels comfortable for you, using that elbow against that knee to help you twist a little bit deeper. If you like, you can take your gaze over that right shoulder or to the side of the room, whichever way it feels better. If you like to open up your arms, we'll take that right arm down towards the floor and that left arm up towards the sky. If you do open out your arms, make sure that you pull that right shoulder back so we're not hunching down. If it doesn't feel good to open up, then please keep your hands at your heart center. Otherwise, open and maybe look up towards those right fingertips. And breathe. Don't hold your breath. If you have your arms extended, let's all bring our hands back to heart center. Untwist out of that. Uncross the legs, and we're going to take our first sun salutation before we go and take that twist on the other side. We're going to bring our arms out to Goddess. Again, think about opening up the chest here. Come halfway with a big inhale. Exhale, let your arms drift down towards the floor, folding over the strong legs. Lift up, halfway lift, lengthen out through your spine. Exhale and fold. Since this is our first forward fold today, we'll shake our head out yes and no, and just try to release any tension that you might be feeling in your neck. And bring your head back to center. Just let your upper body just drift over. And if it doesn't feel good to come down so far, you can keep the body up a little bit. So whichever way it works better for you. Just think about letting the upper body release, relax, and let go over these strong legs. We'll lift up halfway once again. Lengthen out through your spine. Exhale and fold. Reach both arms all the way out and up. And bring your hands to heart center. Now we're going to get that chair twist on the other side. So this time we're going to cross left over right. Again, you can cross at the ankles if that feels better for your body. Otherwise, we're going to cross over. Lengthen up your spine first. And then we're going to take our twist, taking that elbow to wherever it feels right for you. You might notice that one hip or one side of your body is a little bit tighter than the other. That's perfectly normal. We're trying to even out our sides by doing every posture on both sides. If you like the extension, you can let that right arm drift down as that left arm drifts up towards the ceiling. You can look up if it feels okay for your neck, or you can keep your gaze down. So whichever works better for you. Just make sure that you're breathing, not holding your breath. And if you had the arms extended, let's bring both hands to the heart, untwist, uncross. And let's take another sun salutation. This time we'll inhale the arms up overhead. Bring the arms to Goddess. Come halfway. Inhale. Exhale. Fold and surrender. Lift up halfway. Exhale and fold. Reach both arms all the way out and up. And bring your hands to heart center. We're going to working our way down our body. We're going to work on our legs a little bit. We're going to take the right leg in towards our chest and just let it flop down onto the floor. Take the left leg in and then just let it flop. And then we're just going to pick up one leg, and you can continue to hold, or if it feels okay, just lift up one leg, lift up the other leg. Make sure that shoulders are staying stacked so we're not leaning back. We want to keep the shoulders over the hips. Let your core do the work here, just lifting up one leg, lifting up the other. And it doesn't have to come very far up off the floor. It can just come up a little bit. And we'll do one more on either side, one more on the right, one more on the left. And then we'll take the right leg in towards the chest. This time we'll pull it in towards our body, taking that moment. And now we're going to drop the chin down towards the chest, feeling a nice stretch in the low back. Just breathe into this stretch. And then slowly lift your head back up. We're going to extend the leg out nice and long. Think about keeping those toes pulled back towards the nose. That's going to help activate your whole entire leg. Draw the leg in and extend it out. You can hold on under the leg, but for a little bit more sensation, you can just let that leg float. So just choose whichever way it feels better for you. Bend it in and extend it out. Bend it in and extend it. And again, it doesn't have to come up very high. You can keep the leg lower if it feels better for you. Straighten it out and extend it in. Straighten it out and extend it in. Let's do one more. Straighten it out and bend it in. And release that leg down. Let's take the left leg in towards your chest. Drop the chin or nose down towards that knee. And again, take that moment just to feel this nice stretch in your low back. And then lift your head back up and we'll extend the leg out. Again, try to keep those toes flexed back towards the nose. That's going to keep your whole leg activated. Again, you can hold on to it if that feels better, or for a little bit more sensation, you might want to let it float. Pull it in and extend it out. Pull it in and extend it out. Pull it in and extend it. Pull it in, extend it out. Pull it in, extend it out. One more, pull it in towards your chest and extend it out. Release it down, maybe shake those legs out a little bit. Now we're going to take the right leg once again, pull the right leg in. We're going to extend it out, bend it, and release it to the floor. Lift it up, extend it out, bend it, and release. And again, if it feels better to hold on underneath that thigh, go ahead and hold on, bend, and release. Again, don't try not to lean back, so we're keeping the upper body nice and stacked, shoulders over hips, extend, bend, and release. We're going to go a little bit faster. Lift, extend, bend, and down. Lift, extend, bend, and down. Lift, extend, bend, and down. Lift it, extend it, bend it, and release it down. Lift it, extend it, bend it, and release. One more. Lift it up, extend it out, bend it, and release. Shake that leg out if you need to a little bit. And we'll get that same thing on the other side. I didn't forget about that left side. Lift the leg up, extend it out, bend it, and release. Again, if it feels better to hold on to it, go ahead and please do that. Down, lift, extend, bend, and lower. Lift it, extend it, bend it, and lower it. Lift it, extend it, bend it, and lower it. Lift it, extend it, bend it, and lower it. Lift it up, extend it out, bend it, and lower. One more time. Lift it up, extend it, bend it, and release it down. We're going to scoot up just a little bit on our chair. Want to make sure that nobody comes off the chair, so please hold on to the chair if you need to. We're going to extend the legs out nice and long. Don't lock out the knees. You can keep a soft bend if that feels better for you. And we're going to lean forward. That's why I want you to hold on to your chair so you don't come off the chair. And just lean forward just as much as you need to go till you start to feel a nice stretch in the back of the legs. Keep those toes flexed back towards your nose. That's going to give you a better stretch. Keep those legs activated. And breathe. And then slowly lift the upper body up, stacking the shoulders back up over the hips. Bring the knees back under the ankles. Let's shake the body out a little bit. And we're going to work on our warrior series. So we've got our shoulders warmed up, we've got our waist warmed up, we've got our legs warmed up. So we're going to work on our warrior series. We're going to take a sun salutation before we start our warrior series. Inhale the arms up overhead. Bring the arms to goddess. Come halfway. Inhale. Exhale, fold and surrender. Lift up halfway, lift. Exhale and fold. Reach both arms out and up. We'll bring the hands all the way to heart center. So we're going to start our warrior series over to the right side of our chair. So we're going to scoot up a lot on our chair. So you have to scoot up to your bottoms almost off the chair, because we're going to take this right leg out to the right side of the room. So again, you might need to walk a little bit over to that right side of your chair. We're going to check our alignment. We're going to make sure that this right knee is lined up right over that right ankle. You want your right knee tracking down the center or towards the pinky side of your right foot. You never want that knee to fall in towards the center. To internally rotate, because you're going to have issues with your knees, and we want to protect our knees. So make sure knee and ankle line up, knees tracking towards either the center or the pinky side of that right foot. This left leg can stay right here down the center of your chair. If you would like, or if it feels good, to extend that leg behind you. So just like when we're standing in our warrior series, we can do the same thing on the chair. Maybe keep a soft bend in that right leg. If it feels okay, you can extend that right leg all the way behind you. We're going to place both of our hands on our waist, and we're going to turn the upper body towards the right side. So you might have to adjust that back foot a little bit so you can turn your hip points over towards the right. So adjust that back foot as you need to. We're going to reach both arms overhead if that feels okay for your shoulders. Otherwise, you can always keep your hands at heart center. This is our beautiful warrior one. So just take a moment here to notice what your body's feeling in this warrior, and think about pressing the feet down as you're lifting up from the waist. So it's a very active pose here. We're not just hanging out. So think about pressing lower body down as we lift upper body up. Open the arms out to warrior two. So the upper body's going to turn to face, not quite that back leg, to face the front of your chair. And this is our warrior two. The gaze is over the index finger of this right arm. And we're keeping the shoulders stacked, so we're not leaning the body forward, and we're trying not to lean back. So we want the shoulders stacked right over the hips. We're going to flip both of our palms, and we're going to reverse our warrior. So stretching towards that back leg. Again, think about lifting up as we're pressing down. Come back to warrior two. Come into extended ankle. This right arm is going to rest lightly on your right thigh. Right arm's going to come up overhead. And this is our beautiful extended ankle pose. We're going to go through these warrior series 3 times on both sides. So come back to warrior two. Reverse. Come back to warrior two. Extended ankle. This right arm either can stay up. If it feels okay for your shoulder, it can shoot over that left ear. One more time, come back to warrior two. Flip your palms, reverse. Come back to warrior two. Extended ankle. Come back to warrior two. Now we'll take this left hand all the way around to meet that right hand. Bring the palms to touch. Bring the arms up overhead, and we're back in our warrior one, just where we started. Bring your hands to heart center. And we'll walk back to the front of our mats. Maybe adjust, scoot around a little bit on your chair. Let's take a sun salutation before we go to the other side. Inhale. Inhale the arms up overhead. Bring your arms to Goddess. Come halfway. Big inhale, exhale. Fold it down and release. Lift up halfway. Exhale and fold. Reach your arms out and up. And bring your hands all the way to heart center. So we get to do that beautiful warrior series on the other side. So we're going to scoot way up on our chair. Coming over to the left. Making sure left knee is tracking right over that left ankle. Knee is facing either towards the pinky or towards the two middle toes. So just make sure that that knee is not rotating in. Right leg option to keep it bent right down the center of your chair. If it feels okay to extend it with a soft bend, or if you feel like it's okay to extend that leg all the way, go ahead and extend that leg. We're going to place our hands on our waist again. We're going to turn towards the right or towards the left, so you might have to adjust that right leg. So go ahead and make your adjustment so you can turn both of your hip points facing towards the left side of the room. Take your arms up overhead, and again, knowing that you can always keep your hands at heart. Sometimes it's a lot on our shoulders to keep the arms up overhead. So do what feels right for your body. A beautiful warrior one, lifting up as we're pressing the upper body down, opening to warrior two. Same thing, we're just on the other side. Flip your palms and reverse, going towards the long leg. Taking as much of a back bend here as you like. And coming back to warrior two, extending our ankle. Right arm can either go straight up towards the ceiling or maybe it floats over that right ear. If you do let it float, keep the chest open so we're not leaning down. We're keeping the chest open. Coming back to warrior two. Flip the palms and reverse. Coming back to warrior two, extended ankle. One more time, inhale, warrior two. Flip the palms, reverse. Back to warrior two. This right arm's going to come all the way around to meet this left hand. Bring the arms up overhead, and we're back in our warrior one, right where we started. Bring your hands to your heart center. Come back to the center of your chair. Again, adjust as you need to. Inhale the arms up overhead. Bring your arms to Goddess. Come halfway. Inhale, exhale, fold and surrender. Lift up halfway. Exhale and fold. Reach your arms out and up, and bring your hands all the way to heart center. Take your right leg in towards your chest. We're going to open this right leg out, just starting to get a little bit of movement, lubrication in this right hip. So we're going to make a little circles, keeping the upper body lifted so we're not rounding, keeping that upper body lifted. And make sure that you're circling this hip around and not just moving your legs. So I want you to make sure that you're moving that hip around so we can get some movement and a little bit of lubrication in that hip. So important to take care of our hips as we age. And then go ahead and change the direction of your circle. Take it from me, somebody that's had the hip surgery. We need to take care of those hips. Let's Let's make one more little circle and bring the leg back to center. Let's take it in towards our chest one last time. Maybe dropping nose down towards that knee if it feels okay. And bring your head back up to center. Now we're going to take the leg across, taking that figure 4 stretch. And again, if it's too much to have your leg crossed over, you can just cross at your ankles. We're going to take this right hand and just press gently down on this right knee just to get a little bit more of opening in our hip. We're going to keep this right foot flexed. We want to protect our knees. So make sure you keep the foot flexed. Lengthen up through your spine. And we're going to fold forward. And you should feel a nice stretch in this right hip. The more forward you come, the more of a stretch you're going to feel. And now we're just going to let the upper body fold over this right leg. You can keep your hands up on the leg, or you can let your arms float down towards the floor. Just let the upper body release. Breathing into your hip, or breathing into any areas that might still feel tight. Maybe it's not the hip, maybe it's somewhere else in your body. Just starting to let the body release, relax, and let go. And slowly start to let your upper body come back up, stacking the shoulders back up over the hips. Release that right leg down, take the left leg in towards your chest, cross the left leg over. Again, taking that figure 4, maybe crossing at the ankles if that feels better for you. Oh, we didn't do the hip stretch, so let's take the leg in first. Almost forgot about that hip stretch. Too important to forget. We take the leg out to the left side of the room, and we're going to make our little circles. And again, making sure that you're circling that hip around and not just moving that leg, because we want to get some movement and some lubrication into this left hip. Making sure you're breathing. Now change the direction of your circles. Make one more little circle, and then we'll cross over. Again, take it to the ankle if that works better for you. We'll take this left hand and just press down just a little bit till you feel a little bit more of an opening. Don't force. Keep the foot flexed. We want to protect our knee. Lengthen up through your spine, and then we'll take it forward. And if it feels better to keep your body up high, do that. Just do whatever feels right for you, where you're feeling the stretch in the hip. If you need to take it way over, you can do that. Let your shoulders round, and just let the upper body fold over this strong left leg. Letting the hands float down towards the floor if that feels good. Or you can keep your hands up, whichever way it works better for you. And just think about starting to release the body, starting to relax and let go. Breathing into the stretch. And then slowly start to let the upper body come back up. Taking this leg in for one nice big stretch. Maybe dropping the chin down towards the knee. And slowly let your head come back up. Let the leg release back to your mat. Scooting up just a little bit on your chair. We're going to get one last little bit of work on our feet. We're working from head all the way down to our toes. So with your feet flat on the mat, we're just going to lift the toes up. Maybe wiggle the toes around a little bit. And then we're going to release the toes back onto the floor. And we're going to lift the heels up and then release the heels down. Inhale, release the heels up and let the heels release back. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. One more. Lift and lower, and then let your feet find that connection with the earth. Inhale the arms up overhead. Bring your hands to heart center. We're going to get one last little twist here. We're going to walk both of our feet over towards the left. So just walking the feet. Try to keep your feet flat on the floor. Just walking the feet over. We're going to take the upper body over towards the right. You can hold on to the side of the chair if that feels okay for you. And then let your head and your gaze drift over towards that right shoulder. And then slowly come back to center, and we'll get that same little twist over to the other side. So walking the feet over towards the right again. Try to keep your feet flat on the mat or the floor. We're not using our yoga mats. And we're going to twist the upper body over towards the left. And again, you can let your hands just rest, or you can take a hold of the left side of the chair. And take your gaze over that left shoulder. And then slowly bring your body back over to center. Inhale the arms up overhead. Bring your hands all the way down to heart center. And we're going to prepare for our most important pose, our Shavasana, our resting pose. So kind of like we started at the beginning, today we're going to take our Shavasana on the chair. If you want to come to your mat or the floor, if you're at home, just you can go ahead and lay down on your mat. Otherwise, if you're on the chair, we're going to let our hands rest lightly on top of our thighs. This time we're going to turn the palms down just so you can let your palms rest lightly on your thighs. Let your eyes flutter closed. And just start to let your body release, relax, and let go. You can drop your chin down towards your chest. You can let your shoulders round forward a little bit. And let your breath slow down. And just starting from the crown of the head, softening through your neck, softening your jaw, your chin. Let your shoulders release, relax, and let go. Let your arms relax. Palms are lying heavy on your thighs. Let each finger relax. Let your hips relax down softly onto the chair. Let your knees soften. Your shins, your ankles, your feet. Whole body melting down into the softness and the security of your chair. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to do anything. Just breathe. Starting to bring some awareness back into your body. Wiggle your fingers, move your toes around. Gently start to let your head come to rise. And keeping your eyes closed, inhaling the arms up overhead. Bring your palms to touch. Draw your thumbs toward your forehead to remind us to have peace in our thoughts. Draw your hands to your lips to remind us to have peace in our words. Draw your hands to your heart center to remind us to have peace in our hearts. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. I hope that you walked away a little more centered or relaxed. So take whatever it is, take this piece with you and share it with everybody that you meet today. Namaste.